Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Sarah Valentine here with Ted Aches. We are at the Niello company in Sacramento, California, at their beautiful Porsche dealership. Ted, we have a real treat with this panel today.
We do. And what a great topics are reconditioning, which is really at the forefront of the industry today. We have some industry leaders here. I want to have everyone on the panel introduce themselves. Jared, just go down the line, your name, what you do, and how long you've been with Neil.
Name is Jared Williams. I work for the Niello BMW Group out in Elk Grove. I've been with the company as of last week. It's 35 years.
Well,
So,
my name's Kevin Nunez. I'm the used car manager for BMW Sacramento and Mini and BMW El Bro. Been with the company about 7 years.
My name is Marcos Castro. I've been with the Niello company for going on my 4th year. It's going to be this summer.
and we are really fortunate to have some guests here from out of town. Dennis, I'll let you go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Dennis McGinn. I'm started this thing called Rapid Recon back in 2010, and it's turned out to solve some real problems. I'm really pleased to be here with these folks who actually do the work.
Also, my name is Colin Maclad, founder of Mobile Dealer Data, and we're an integration partner into the Rapid Recon system.
Excellent. I'm Ewan Anderson, the Executive Vice President at Velo, and we have several brands under our umbrella, including Rapid Recon.
Well, everybody, Rapid Recon, whom you use here, has expanded beyond its core reconditioning platform. If I could, tell us a little bit more, Jared, about how you use Rapid, how you use some of the tools, and how they complement your reconditioning you at Velo.
Rapid, we use it on a daily basis to make sure that we know where the car is at in the process, so that we can turn more cars. And on the service side, it's a little different than on the sales side. We simply want to see cars come into our shop so we can recondition them and then get them back on front line to sell. Because as soon as we sell one, we get another one in that we can recondition, and that's kind of the mantra on the service side.
How about on the other side of the sales?
So for me, I'm in both the sales and the service side of it, with the approvals of the reconditioning, tracking the vehicle throughout the process, being able to know where the vehicle is at any given time. It's very helpful for me, especially since one of my stores is more satellite. So being able to have a pulse on where all my vehicles are at any given time, plus instant approvals on cars, no lag time, no wait for the technician, approve the car, get it through the shop, get it to the front line in 5-6 days.
And your perspective?
My perspective is Rapid Recon has been an excellent tool for open communication, just full transparency. We've been able to take excuse the language, a boatload of cars and be able to sift through them and know exactly full picture of what each car is going to need. And it's been incredible to be an incredible tool to use and very efficient.
Colin, Jared mentioned knowing where the car is at.
Yeah.
How important is that in the reconditioning process and to dealers on a daily basis?
Yeah, I mean, we hire good people and they want to do work. And if they can't find the car or the key, then they can't do that work and it slows them down. So by providing a location for the car and key, we like to say employees and vendors go get cars versus looking for cars. And it just adds to the efficiency of the whole process.
Dennis, how did you come up with this whole thing? Because you seem to have started a real revolution, if you will, in the reconditioning side.
Sure did.
Well, I was actually challenged to fix a problem by a dealer in the Bay Area back then, late around 2010. But the problem that was pointed out to me, he said, "Hey, Dennis, come here, look at this." He said, "I can't tell, how long these cars have been waiting to be reconditioned. I have to go out and look at how much dust is on." So there was no accountability at all. And so I went out and asked a bunch of people I knew in the industry already, because I'd been around it. And they said, yeah, well, at first they would say it's 2 or 3 days, don't bother me. But they didn't really know. It was all kind of a cover your ass kind of thing. But once I got going and we built something that could be used by these guys, started to get a bunch of people saying, yeah, you're right. We don't really know. And as it went on, we started working with groups and so on, and they started telling us the real numbers. And it just blew my mind. The difference between what they would like to think to make themselves feel good or to not be embarrassed at a 20 meeting, it's a couple of days. It's not. it's 16 to 18 days was the average for volume stores. So that's a lot of money.
Where's this all going? Because for so many years, dealers, in fact, even today, some still use spreadsheets, Excel sheets to track the car. Where's all this headed, and how does this fall into the Velo umbrella?
Yeah, I think ultimately it's headed toward profitability, and that starts with visibility. To Dennis's point, I think that the time of dealers kind of putting their head in the sand and not wanting to face reality of that 16 to 18 day average hold time is passing us by, and that ultimately starts with technology and making it easy for the folks that are actually doing the work, like this team on stage, to not have to try so hard to gain access to that information. Instead, have it presented to them, have technology that makes that job much easier, moving forward. So it's a big hill to climb, but one that leads to profit in the pockets of dealers.
Jared, I want to come to you because the Niello company has created an incredible culture between their sales and service departments. So, specifically with reconditioning and the used car process and service department, how have you seen the process evolve?
The process evolves once you get out of your own way. The reality is that there's always been such a conflict, right, between a used car department and a service department or a parts department or a new car department. Once you realize that you're all actually trying to do the same thing, and you can all help each other, and you can all start to make more money because you are put down the barriers and started helping each other, um, it it just benefits everybody. It benefits the company as a whole. So um, truly it is getting out of your own way and realizing that, he's here to support me, I'm here to support him. And if we all just do this together, we're gonna be really, really successful.
Kevin and Marcos, your thoughts?
I'm 100% agree with Jarrett. The transparency, how we're all working together to try to get, like you said, the same common goal. I got to get that car through the shop as quick as possible. We get another one down right after it, get more cars in the shop, get in the front line, sell them quicker, make room for more. But just working as a team, like I said, the full buy-in with the tool, everything, just working together, recipe for success.
Yeah, no man is an island, so we need to rely on each other from different departments to get to the end focus, which is reconditioning these cars, which is, getting the customer a good product in the least amount of time, for the least amount of dollars. And it's just everybody's recipe for success to rely on each other. No man is an island. So when I walk into the doors, I don't see, I see all the different departments, but we are one entity, one dealership with one focus, and that's just to make the best possible product in the least amount of time for the least amount of dollars, and that benefits everybody.
I want to ask our retail friends here one last question, if I could, sir. There's a lot of talk in the industry today about things like AI, right? New things that are coming up. I don't see this reconditioning piece going away. I think it's getting bigger and stronger. Your perspective at the start of the year.
So there's always going to be a human element because what we're selling our vehicles to is not AI, it's to people. Yeah. So there's always going to be a person that needs to be either at the beginning or at the end of that transaction. And the cars are not going to be voice activated in regards to repairing itself. So AI can do whatever it wants to do, but at the end of the day, we still need our technicians to repair the cars. We still need parts departments to supply parts for the vehicles. Until we become voice activated repair process, I don't think AI is going to really make much of a dent into our process. It can be a tool to use, but it is not a replacement.
From your perspective, reconditioning.
I can't follow that. That was pretty good. I agree with him 100% with that. You got to have the team, you got to have everybody involved, to make this happen. And I don't think it's going away.
Sure. It's people business. So you got to have people to help people. It's all worried is pure pieces.
Ewart, I'll give you the last word. Where is all of this headed?
Yeah, at the end of the day, I do think tying that question into the AI question, it's headed into enhancing the experience that a consumer has when they come purchase a vehicle from any dealership within the Niello family. It's not replacing that experience; it's enhancing that experience. So I think whether that experience is a purchasing experience, or if that's a trade-in experience, and seeing what the reconditioning process looks like from A to Z between those two steps, that transparency at the end of the day is going to lead to profitability for the dealership. So us doing that together is where it really happens.
Everyone, I want to thank you for all your contributions, everything you do for retail here. Dennis, again, I want to thank you especially for having brought this to light so long ago and been so tenacious and making sure that it comes to the forefront. So congratulations to you and Velo as well, and Mobile Dealer there on all the great work that you gentlemen are doing as well. And the Niello company, of course, because you're making it happen, right? You as the customer. That's right.
Without them, yeah, we don't have any business. So
That's right. All right, Sarah Van Tyne and I are here at the Niello company. We're in Sacramento with the leaders of reconditioning. We will be right back.